Welcome to our course on understanding implicit bias. In today's diverse and complex workplaces, getting a handle on implicit bias is super important for creating a fair, inclusive, and productive environment. We've designed this course to give you the know-how, skills, and strategies to spot, understand, and tackle implicit bias in your work life. Over the next few lessons, we're going on a bit of a journey. Part self-discovery, part organizational improvement. We'll dig into what implicit bias is, how it shows up at work, and most importantly, what we can do about it. Don't worry, this isn't about pointing fingers or making anyone feel bad. It's about understanding something we all deal with as humans and learning how to keep it from causing problems. By the time we wrap up, you'll be able to explain what implicit bias is and how it's different from explicit bias, spot different types of implicit bias at work, recognize your own potential biases and where they come from, get how implicit bias affects workplace decisions and interactions, learn and use strategies to reduce the effects of implicit bias, and help create a more inclusive work environment. So why does this matter? Well, implicit bias can really impact our work lives, from who gets hired or promoted to how teams work together and treat customers. If we don't address it, it can lead to unfair treatment, missed opportunities, and make our workplaces less diverse and innovative. By tackling implicit bias, we're creating a fairer environment where everyone can do their best work. And you know what? It's not just about fairness. It's good for business too. Research shows that diverse and inclusive workplaces are more innovative, make better decisions, and even perform better financially. So, by addressing implicit bias, we're not just doing the right thing, we're helping our organization succeed. Here's how the course is set up. We've got several lessons, each focusing on a different aspect of implicit bias. We'll start with the basics, defining implicit bias and looking at its different types. And then we'll move on to recognizing bias in ourselves and understanding how it impacts the workplace. Later, we'll get into strategies for reducing bias and creating more inclusive work environments. I know talking about bias can sometimes feel a bit uncomfortable or tricky. That's okay. I encourage you to come at this with an open mind and a willingness to learn and grow. Remember, having biases doesn't make us bad people. It just makes us human. We're not trying to completely eliminate bias, which is probably impossible anyway, but to become aware of our biases and learn how to minimize their impact. I'm really excited to take this journey with you. Let's dive in and start exploring implicit bias, taking those first steps towards creating more equitable and inclusive work environments.